country of tropical colors and distinct six seasons. With a population of 150 million of nearly 70% farmers, the country is progressing fast to become a middle-income country. Will it be able to sustain this path of progress? Now, Bangladesh is one of the most vulnerable countries to impacts of climate change. It's the change where we observe storm surges, erratic monsoon rainfall, destructive force of tropical cyclones, hot spells, floods, droughts, riverbank and coastal erosions, and rough sea in recent years. Bangladesh is a low-lying deltaic floodplain. Heavy monsoon runoff flushes out from the upstream. The glacier melts and contribute to the flood flows. Frequent disasters like storm surges and cyclones in the coastal belt now disrupt livelihood security of the nation. We are experiencing natural disasters with higher frequency and intensities than before. Thousands of people are being rendered homeless. They migrate to cities and slums in search of livelihood. They are the climate refugees. Bangladesh is struggling to adjust to the complexities resulting from high population density, poor infrastructures, low resilience to economic shocks, enhanced rate of loss of natural resources, and increasing wealth gap. Bangladesh has achieved some success in the process. It has championed in drinking water and sanitation development, primary healthcare services, and in lowering population growth. Climate change, a burden, rapidly threatens the noteworthy achievements brought over the past 38 years. Climate change, it's now challenging the freedom of development that we once envisioned. In the floodplains of Bangladesh, people had adapted by building houses on raised mounds and adjusting farming systems. Embankments and polders have also been built. Now we see increase in frequency of floods threatening the farming system. It is the poorest and most vulnerable who suffer the most because their houses are often in exposed locations. In 2007, the damage estimated was over $1 billion and more than 85,000 houses were destroyed. Every year, 1 million people lose their houses and agricultural lands. Gushing floods from the major rivers, the Ganges, the Brahmaputra, and the Meghna have taken away thousands of hectares of lands along with their flows. Unprecedented changes in the river flows are driving these mighty rivers as wild gutters. Another menace, an opposite, is lower dry season flows that result in increase of saline water intrusion. It can have huge impact on ecology and environment as well as in food production level of the country. In recent years, cyclones in the Bay of Bengal have become more frequent and the sea remains rough for longer periods. In last 125 years, 42 major cyclones hit the coastal areas of Bangladesh. 14 of them were devastating. In last 2 years, 4 devastating cyclones originated in the Bay of Bengal. Cedar 2007 is a constant reminder of helpless victims that was followed by her more destructive sister, Ayla, of 2009. The largest contiguous mangrove forest of the world, the Sundarban, a World Heritage, had to bear the fury of nature affecting its rich biological diversity. Increasingly becoming tougher, the sea makes it difficult for thousands of fishermen to sail off. They risk their lives, as they have no other choice. Bangladesh, a model of community-based early warning system, may have saved lives, but now demands high-cost infrastructures for rehabilitations.
আইতে পারি নাই আল্লাহ আমাদের বাঁচাই আনছে কোন সময় বাতাস বাড়ে কোন সময় বাতাস কমে এটার কোনো ঠিকানা নেই গ্যারান্টি নেই এটা আবহাওয়াটা কি আমরা কি এটা বানায় রেখেছি এটা তো আল্লাহর হুকুম
Rise of sea level will lead to submergence of coastal areas with intrusion of saline water into the rivers, seeping to groundwater aquifers, reducing freshwater availability. Another addition to the existing scarcity of fresh water in the country. Impact of sea level rise is yet to be quantified. It can take away more than 17% of the agricultural land with just a rise of 1 meter. Droughts commonly affect the northwestern region with lower rainfall in the monsoon period than the rest of the country. Likelihood of drought is increasing. Hunger and thirst of millions in drought-prone areas have another story that couples with changing of cropping patterns. Freshwater fish resource, 70% source of proteins for the nation, is under threat.
হ্যাঁ আমাদের খুবই পানির সমস্যা এই যে আমরা ইন্দ্রাজি এখন পানি খাবো এটাই আমাদের সমস্যা এই ধরেন মালখানি যেতে হবে এখন এই যে এখন বাচ্চাকে শুয়ে দিয়ে গেলাম বাচ্চা এখন কাঁদবে না এটাই তো আমাদের সমস্যা
একটু যদি পানি হয় তাহলে হামা করে দেশে আবাদ হবে আর যদি না হলো কিন্তু আমরা মরে ভুট্টো
The climate, once a friend to the fishers and farmers, is now a terrifying opponent with all natural elements, the temperature, air and water, each is now unknown to its receiving end. The question we seek an answer to is, why is this enormous burden of nature's wrath imposed on Bangladesh, with her insignificant role in destroying its old friend? The fertile plains of blessing flows and of blissful wind? Shall we remain silent to fight the cause? We hope for a moral gain with commitment. All of you watching these eventful motions of chaos are welcome to take a journey with us, with efforts bringing change that we really need. This country started to progress on a steady course. Local coping measures evolved over time. Some are now testing their grounds to adapt themselves with new models of houses. Some building small-scale but innovative fishing boats that may help the millions in dire needs of more hands from everywhere around the world. The government of Bangladesh prepared a detailed climate change strategy and action plan 2009, and inviting all governments, all ministries and private institutions to respond to the call of halting the adverse impact of climate change. The government of Bangladesh wants you to act now, invites you to take the path of building a common ground of solutions, whether adaptation or mitigation. For welfare is not meant for few, it is to sustain all in this planet Earth.
It is the right of poor countries to meet their development needs and achieve their dignity. Freedom from hunger, injustice, terror, and political repression will be threatened by climate change all over the world. No part of the planet is free from this danger. Climate security is a global affair. Climate change is an issue of global injustice and must be affaired now.
Please stand beside Bangladesh, a victim of climate change.